This is Mr. Cologne 76. Love the smell of this. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Mr. Cologne 76, and I've got some exciting news. I'm still coming to you guys live from Esxence 2019, and I'm standing next to the wonderful Sarah Baker.
Well, actually, you're sitting, which is why we're the same height.
had to sit down, too tall for my own good, but I'm here with Sarah Baker, and first of all, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
On your recent award.
Thank
the
you.
Independent category.
It's not an award, it's just I'm a finalist.
That to me is a big testament to what you have built. So very, very nicely done.
It may be an award.
Hey, fingers crossed. I smelled a few of these fragrances that we're going to talk about, and I can see them very easily snagging an award.
Thank you.
So lots of new changes. I love the new bottles.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the new presentation.
So for me, what was really important was I really wanted to feel good in terms of like the tactileness of the weight of the cap is about the same as the weight of the bottle, because I believe that there are three kind of ways of experiencing perfume primarily, and the first one is sight, and the second one is touch, and then the third one being smell. And I think touch is something that's so subconscious, but it's actually really important. So you can feel the nice cold aluminum, and then
it looks really
the
solid.
nice glass. It's really quite heavy, and it just has a nice real paper label, and all of it has a kind of feel about it, and I would really focus a lot of my attention.
It is very, very catchy. I'm going to put it on and show it off really quickly. Very catchy. I really, really like this. I don't think I've seen anything like this in recent years, so bravo on the new presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what else is new with Sarah Baker?
Well, also just regarding the presentation is the logo. The logo is new, and it makes an S and a B and a smiley face, which is quite childlike and uplifting, and it's actually inspired by my father used to work at an amusement park when I was a child, and so we would go to the amusement park, and I was too small to ride on the roller coaster, but because my father worked there, I actually could ride on the roller coaster. So you can imagine it was just an amazing experience, all the smells and all of the excitement of going to this amusement park. And I feel like that wonderment and that sense of enlightenment and upliftingness is something that you experience when you have a really wonderful perfume. And so I just wanted to kind of bring that innocence and that delight to my brand. Well,
I had looked at these for a few minutes, and I hadn't noticed that it was an S&B with a smiley face. So I will tell you, as a perfume lover, these kind of details we really, really get into. So very, very nice touch.
Thank you.
So some new perfumes as well.
Yeah, I have 4 new perfumes. I mean, my very first perfumes were Leopard and Greek Keys, and that was a collaboration with Ashley Eden Kessler. And then the next 2 were Lace and Tartan, and those were by Nose Sarah McCartney. And then,
Hi, Sarah.
And then the 5th perfume to launch was by Miguel Matos, Jungle Jezebel, which I did in a limited edition bottle that was its initial release because my new packaging wasn't ready. And so I really wanted to release it at that time, and because that fragrance is inspired by Divine, I created the portrait of Divine on the bottle, and with the lashes and the wig. And then after that we had Atlante and Charade, but they were only a very small batch availability, which sold out right away in December. So
I can see why.
So then it's been a few months since then, and now I have a 4th new perfume. So by the way, Charade was by Andreas Wilhelm, and Atlante is by Sarah McCartney, and the newest one is Rules of Attraction by Miguel Matos again. And Atlante is the one which is the award finalist for the independent category.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about Atlante.
Okay.
And that was the perfumer for Atlante?
Sarah McCartney is the perfumer for Atlante.
So what was the brief for Sarah to create that fragrance?
So this was like, we've been
working. While we're talking about it?
So this was something that we have been working on for a very long time. And when I first presented the idea to her, it was the like seashells motif, and it kind of morphed from seashells motif to Venus coming out of a shell, Aphrodite, to Daryl Hannah in Splash, mermaids. This kind of idea of coming from the sea to the land. Maya Deren is a filmmaker who made this beautiful film about actually coming out of the sea and crawling on the wet rocks and then ending up in a chess game. It's sort of this sophisticated ending to coming sort of from Mother Earth. And so I feel like it's a sea fragrance. It has a lot of ambergris, which is, of course, a material that comes from the sea and gets washed up on the shore. But then also there's a seaweedness. It's very seaweedy, so it has this kind of, you feel like you're at the seashore. It has like those very real elements. It's kind of a natural sea fragrance. And it has yuzu, and it has black pepper and cedar and orris, which is a flower that's found along the coast as well.
So what is the most recent release?
So Rules of Attraction by Miguel Matos. This is something that Miguel presented to me that he said that is inspired by Bala Versailles, and it's a really beautiful classic vintage fragrance. And so to me it really does capture the opulence of the French court. It definitely is a vintage vibe to it. It's got cumin and civet, so it does have this kind of dirtiness to it as well. And so we were thinking about Marquis de Sade, and he was doing some pretty like perverse writing at the time that was about this sort of opulence and sexual indulgence and things like that. And then I wanted to make it more kind of contemporary, so then we looked to a similar author of our times, our generations, which is Bret Easton Ellis. And so Rules of Attraction is actually a novel written by Bret Easton Ellis, and he wrote a lot about opulence and debauchery and bad behavior, but it's actually quite a sort of sophisticated. It's an orris fragrance, and it has grapefruit and cumin and tuberose.
I really like the expansion of your collection.
Thank you.
The new packaging, the new presentation. What's next? What is the next addition to this dynasty that you're building?
I mean, it's hard to even answer that question just because this is so new. I mean, yesterday was the first day that I actually presented most of this.
So there's still some growth in the near future before we think of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what's next is releasing the brand into the world. So awesome. I'm going to work hard to try to see where these can be placed. I want them to be placed in the right retail shops and in the right, I want people to have them. So I want them to get out into the world.
Well, I'm incredibly happy with what you're doing.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing more of these bottles in people's collection.
Thank you.
And more discussion about Sarah Baker in the fragrance community. And personally, I would love to see a gourmand in your collection.
Thank you.
Just my wish. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up here. Once again, this is Mr. Cologne 76. We're here at Esxence 2019, and this is the house of Sarah Baker. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.